Needs to sort himself out. See you later on. They're on from 9:15 this morning.
Oh, I love that.
He's great.
He is great. Now,
Good morning, Nina.
Yeah, hi.
Are you ready for
When
it?
they said great, I think they automatically cut to me.
Yeah. Do you want to just wave at us and introduce the next instalment of your Brexit update?
I will do, yeah. Wow. People weren't expecting that kind of intro to Brexit, were they? So many twists and turns, so many crunch weeks, but we mean it this time. This really is the 11th hour for trade talks. Keep in mind that 2/5 of everything we sell abroad and almost half of what we import is from the EU. If the politicians can't reach a deal, expect big taxes on those products. It's been more than 4 years since we voted to leave the EU. So what is still hanging in the balance? Well, it's thought disagreements about how much European boats can fish in UK waters, whether we will allow EU rules on running businesses, and who will enforce everything that's agreed. Still so far to go. Where does that leave businesses? Let's talk to Georgina Wright. She's from the Institute for Government, which looks at ways of improving how politics works. Good morning. Let's cut to the chase. You followed every twist and turn. Are we going to get a deal?
Yeah, I mean, that is the million-dollar question. As someone who's been following this for the past 4 years, I really, really want to know the answer. Look, the reality is we don't know. We don't know. Negotiators are still talking, and talks carried on until late last night. We know that the Prime Minister is speaking again to the European Commission President this evening to take stock of progress. What does that say? That says clearly that both sides want a deal, but we know that if there is going to be a deal, it's going to require compromise where both sides move, and that's the tricky thing.
How much of this is genuine? Some speculation that this is posturing from both sides. They both want to appear to be taking it as far as they possibly can for the interests of their people. Or is it really that hard to get through these last details?
Again, a really good question. I mean, obviously, for a very long time, both sides were just staring each other in the eyes and thinking, right, on these last really tricky issues, do I want to go first? Because if I do go first, I might lose out later on. But now time is really running out. And you heard reports last night that apparently the EU had moved slightly on fisheries. Again, we don't really know what's going on. Only those at the heart of the negotiating room do. And clearly, the EU have some reservations about the UK and about how it's going to enforce rules going forward. So those are really tricky questions. To my mind, negotiators probably know what that landing zone looks like, but it's not clear yet whether this is a deal, if one is reached, that can get the backing of the Prime Minister and the EU leaders.
Georgina, there are some things that appear to be impenetrable. For example, with competition rules, it's a bit of a catch-22. The whole purpose for leaving the EU was freedom to make our own policies. If we agree to be part of the trading deal, then that means we have to allow some rules on competition, on environmental rights, on things like workers' rights. Can that compromise be met? Is it possible?
I mean, clearly both sides have said that they want to reach a deal. So I think it is possible, but of course it's very tricky. I think the EU know that the UK wants to do things differently. Otherwise, why would you vote to leave the single market and customs union? The question for them is, how do you monitor, how do you manage that divergence going forward? So you need sort of a way to resolve disputes if those happen, but also really a way to enforce common rules, those rules that are in the treaty. But I think there is a recognition in the EU that the UK will want to do things differently, because it will want to be competitive, not only on the EU scale, but also on the global stage. The question really is how you manage that. But again, we know that negotiators are working hard, so the test will be whether they actually find a solution over the coming days.
And finally, Georgina, reports that there will be queues at the borders, medical supplies won't come in, we'll be seeing empty shelves in the supermarkets almost overnight. Is that catastrophising? Is that accurate?
Well, I mean, fortunately for the UK and the EU, change will happen on the 1st of January, which is a bank holiday, so we might not see that immediately. But look, I think both sides want to minimise disruption, whether there is a deal or no deal. We know that things will look very different in January. But again, I think the devil will be in the detail. We know that a deal doesn't get rid of all that paperwork. So if you make pies and you export them to the EU, you're still going to have to make sure that your pies meet EU standards, because you're going to have to factor in time at the border to make those checks. You're going to have to make sure you've got all the paperwork, and that the lorry driver who's transporting your pies has all the, his driving license being recognised and he has the right paperwork. But that is stuff that, with time, that businesses can get ready for. But of course, they want to know exactly what's required of them, and that really will depend on the deal. So, everything is to kind of, we'll have to watch out what happens over the coming days.
We will indeed. Georgina Wright from the Institute for Government. Many thanks. Georgina, just emphasising there, really, 4.5 years on, nothing's agreed until everything's agreed.
Oh my goodness, when will it end? Nina, thank you.
If you look on social media this morning, you might see amongst trending topics, you'll see the phrase Sir Kev. We're about to explain why that is, aren't we?
Sir Kev is the rugby league legend Kevin Sinfield, who this morning is running his 7th marathon in 7 days.
Yes, let's show you what was happening in Oldham this morning, just about 7:30 when Sir Kev, as we like to call him now, set off on that final 26.2 miles. He's done every single marathon so far in under 4 hours.
This is him just a couple of minutes ago. It's around 10 miles into his run. He's doing this, of course, to raise money to tackle motor neurone disease, to support people with the disease, and particularly to support his friend and his former teammate, Rob Burrow. They played together in that fantastic Rhinos team. Rob was diagnosed almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah, and when Kev was on TV with us earlier on today, we surprised him with a film, which we hoped would inspire him on his final marathon. Have a look.
Is it recording?
When you decided to do this challenge, I thought it was impossible. How can anyone put their body through this for 7 straight days?
Well done, you're doing amazing. You've got really fast running legs.
I remember back to when I played alongside you and thought you've never let your team down, and I'm sure you're not going to start now. You inspire a generation through your determination.
To say it's unbelievable is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, Kev.
You're nearly as fast as my dad, but not quite.
I want to remember the good times. I want to try and get away from those dark moments. In its simplest form, I'm just trying to be a teammate. I know he'd do it for me.
If we can make their life a little bit better and a little bit more comfortable, that's a really good thing to do, and just want to salute everybody because, like I said, I know it's been a tough year.
It's incredible, so I think for him to be here today, I had to carry on running and I'd gone past, but I won't let you see me cry again.
Kev from day one has always been a role model to me and someone who I have held in the highest regard. I hope you know I'd do the same for you. It means everything to me.
Can I update you just a tiny bit? 457,000. Just checked a few seconds ago. So yeah, that total is ticking up.
I'm told we are expecting snow on Thursday morning. So Carol, please do your thing and be kind to us.
That bit's the advert.
That's why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I have a few pieces of sporting memorabilia that really matter to me, and this is one of them. This is a shirt signed by the Leeds Rhinos team of 2012 who won the grand final. That team included Kevin Sinfield and Rob Burrow. And I just want to say massive good luck to Kevin and congratulations for everything you have done over this week, all the money that you've raised. I've always thought you were a hero, but even more so now.
Nobody knows how you've done it and how you're doing it. So if you know, sell it and make another million. And thanks very much, Kevin.
You're just a wonderful person, and we thank you so much.
You are an inspiration. So too is Rob. You're doing this for him. And to me, that's what love is.
Hi Kevin, I just wanted to wish you all the very best for doing the 7 marathons in 7 days. I know you get